They do call him Black Jesus.
Exactly.
Yep.
But I would never call him that.
That's disgusting. If you eat,
No.
if you eat Hershey's bar for fun, you like golf balls in your mouth.
Really weird. So, I'm a really simple guy when it comes to women. What is wrong with you?
I ask myself that every day.
I don't know what the hell happened from the series before to the series with the Celtics.
It's my biggest conversation, and I hope we go viral with this one.
Princess Nefertari.
You're drunk. You should not be drinking. You should not be drinking this early in the day, bro.
Buddy, I still got 30 minutes. I start drinking.
Good evening, afternoon, morning, and in this case, night. Welcome into your favorite podcast, your favorite show, your favorite sports podcast / show, Gumball Sports Machine. This is the show in which we love, we laugh, we hug, we cry, we smile, and most importantly, we are positive. And as usual, this ship does not run on just the oil that I provide. We have my dog, my boy, our expert analyst, Killer Kyson. Kyson is in the building. Kyson, what's the word, my boy? I ain't seen you since the New Year's. How was the New Year's? How was Christmas? How was the holidays, man?
It was good, Jamal, man. First things first, man. Happy holidays to the whole Gumball Sports Machine. Everybody that's involved. We really appreciate y'all. Bottom of our hearts. Jamal, appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Hope you had a great holiday. My holiday was more than I can ask for. So I'm just happy to be back, man. A lot has happened since I've been back, man. A lot has happened since the last time I was on the pod. Let's get to it, man.
Yes. First of all, appreciate likewise, bro. Hey, I'm telling you, the show isn't what it is and what it's going to be without you, my boy. So again, we're so happy to have you, bro. And I know I can speak for everybody who watches and everybody who participates in it, man. We very, very much appreciate you. Very, very happy to hear that the holidays was good, man. Especially with the little one, man. Look, you got the baby, and of course, little man. It's his second Christmas.
This is second Christmas.
Second Christmas. So yeah. I know he had a blast hanging out with the family, man. So very, very happy to hear that. And of course, at next we have my dog, my boy, David Largo. David, aka co-host D-Lo, has arrived. D-Lo, how are you feeling? You look very excited.
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm ready for bed already, dog. I'm not gonna lie.
Did I just introduce D-Lo or Tone?
Hey, I work 7 to 6 today. You mind your business, all right?
My bad.
Well, work don't stop, my boy.
I know.
Yep.
I will be back at 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Look at that.
You're working right now.
Hey, bro. Hey, the work don't stop. We work this work right here. Okay, boys. First of all, I know we don't talk a lot of baseball, but my team had a big move today. The D-backs traded for Nolan Arenado, a third baseman. Now, I just want to spend a minute or two on it because baseball is my favorite sport. I love baseball. I cannot wait for baseball season to arrive once again. And the D-backs made a big move before spring training. They traded for Nolan Arenado. They didn't give up very much. They gave up Jack Martinez, one of their young pitching prospects out of ASU. So they bought very low for him. Nolan Arenado wanted to be here because he had a no-trade clause, and he waived it to come to Arizona. The D-backs filled the position of need. They filled the position of need, and they found a guy who's done it before. Now, is he in his prime? No, absolutely not. It's been a few years since he's been in his prime. But to go out and get a guy like that to kind of fill that spot for the next 1, maybe 2 years was very refreshing, especially after all this Ketel Marte drama, this Ketel Marte saga, knowing that we are not going to trade Ketel Marte. Now that infield is solidified almost, we need a first baseman. I don't know who's going to play first base. Tyler Locklear got hurt at the end of last year, so we'll see. So this fills a position of need, man. The D-backs still need to go out and get starting pitching, but this also opens up an opportunity for guys like Blaze Alexander and Jordan Lawler to compete for that left field spot because that third base spot is solidified now by Nolan Arenado. And if you ask me, I think Jordan Lawler needs to win that job. He needs to show some sort of promise. He needs to show some sort of, okay, I'm a top prospect for a reason. And he hasn't done that so far. He needs to go and win that job. in left field. So especially with Lourdes Gurriel down with the ACL, Jordan Lawler needs to go win that job. So very good move by the D-backs. I wanted to spend a minute and talk about that because, again, baseball was my first love. And so anytime my D-backs especially make a big move, I like to talk about it a little bit. Now, let's talk about the meat and potatoes of everything, fellas. Okay. This weekend, Wildcard Weekend in the NFL. Okay. A lot of good games. There was 2 bad games, and I think we all know which games those were. So I want to ask you guys, what was, again, if we talk about all 6 games, we'll be here for the next 10 hours. But what was your guys' favorite game of the weekend? Kyson, when you look at all the games that happened, again, maybe you like the Texans and Steelers game or the Patriots and Chargers game, but what was your favorite game of the weekend, and what could that mean going into divisional round of the playoffs this weekend?
Yeah, the wild card did not disappoint. Other than, like you said, the 2 stinkers that we had, but only 1 blowout in 6 games. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Everyone showed up and showed out except one team, and I'm happy it was the one team that I hate the most, the Steelers. Y'all suck, and y'all known for being workers. Let that sink in. But to answer your question, Jamal, I think my favorite game was the first game of the weekend, and that was the Los Angeles Rams versus the North Carolina or Carolina Panthers. That was a really good game. Bryce Young, I think he uh he proved a lot of doubters wrong. Yes, he had his government mandated interception, but it's like once he throws that interception out the way, he just locks in, like he becomes Drew Brees. Like it's unbelievable. And Jalen Coker, I mean, he was unbelievable. He was somebody that they was high on last year, but he got hurt and he came late into the year. And with the disappointment of Xavier Leggett, Coker has just been like that diamond in the rough, and he could arguably be the number 1 in North Carolina, along with T Mac. I just like what the Panthers had going on. But Matthew Stafford showed why he's the MVP favorite. He just, although I feel like the Rams shot themselves in the foot a few times, Matthew Stafford made up for the mistakes that they made in the first half and the second half, closed it out and had pretty good numbers. But the Rams are a team I'm not believing in, and I think the Bears have a pretty good shot of beating them. And that's just because, for one, the Rams secondary is very suspect. I get that their front 7 is elite, but they rely heavily on those guys. Um, and if they're not getting to that quarterback, then those DBs are food. You give the quarterback 3 seconds to throw the ball, they're pretty much getting a completion. And we've seen that time and time again. Caleb Williams, um, he's a streaky quarterback. He throws a ball that's unbelievable, like you've never seen before. Then he can't hit a simple route. He can't hit a simple 5-10 yard route for first down. Like, it's insane to me. But nonetheless, I expect a good game between those 2, but I'm not a believer in the Rams. Um, Unfortunately, I think the best shot in the NFC is the Niners. I'm not gonna get too much into that. I know D'Lo, that's your team. I'm leave that to you. But great weekend of football. The Panthers, they're coming. I feel like their defense is amazing. I feel like they need it. Canales, look, he needs to go. I'm sorry, he needs to go. He is not the coach for that team. They need a better coach. They need someone that believes in Bryce, believes in this defense, put them in the right spots, and the Panthers will be a problem for years to come.
D'Lo, when you look at this, because Kyson, I have a few things that I'm looking forward to combating to what you said, because a lot of things I agree with. There were some things that I disagree with a little bit, but before I go on a tangent, D'Lo, your favorite game of the weekend and how that could implicate things going into the divisional round of the playoffs. If I can speak English, that'd be cool too.
Yeah, I mean, first off, I want to apologize to Kyson for having to watch the Steelers on Monday night when it should have been the Baltimore Ravens, because It really should have been. It would have been a lot funner to see Lamar in
You
there
know what?
instead of a
Not to interrupt you,
42-year-old.
D'Lo. I also need to issue that apology. That was a stinker.
Yeah, it was awful.
They do
And
it. They do it every year. Every year.
every year. Yep. 9-8, and let's blow it up in the wild card. Let's put on a stinker. Yep.
I loved it.
I know you liked it, but
I
I
did.
would have rather seen the Ravens. I feel like it would have been a better game. But I mean, it's kind of hard not to pick my game as my favorite game of the week. Um, Brock Purdy he's either Tom Brady reincarnated or he is a trash can, and it fluctuates throughout the game. Um, and it's really hard to watch sometimes because he'll make really, really good plays, and then he'll throw 2 interceptions to Quinyon Mitchell. And you just don't know what you're you just don't know what you're getting. Um, with that said, I want to point out that Juwan Jennings has the same amount of touchdowns as Justin Herbert in the playoffs. I do want to point that out. Shout out to Juwan Jennings. But I really want to shout out Robert Saleh in the defense because they're the reason that we won this game. We're playing with nobody. There is nobody on this defense. Obviously, Nick Bosa was out. Fred Warner is out. George Kittle went down with the Achilles. Everyone. It's like the football gods have it out for the Niners, and they still find a way to win games. We're signing people like last week, and Eric Kendricks comes in and plays a phenomenal game. Our third-round pick, Upton Stout, had a phenomenal game.
Hey, D'Lo, that kid can play, boy. Upton Stout, he can play.
Yes, he can, and I was glad that he can because we needed him.
Yeah, he's nice. I like his game a lot.
There's so many players that Robert Saleh can just get the most out of, even though they're not these big name guys. So I really got to say, it's maybe biased, but that was my favorite game of the week. I also want to point out that Fred Warner's practice window just opened today. So hopefully he will be back for the divisional round against the Seahawks, and we'll see how he plays. But yeah, I love the win from my team.
All right, before we continue on, I got to bring in the last member of our crew tonight. We are a full house, fellas. We are a full house. We got my boy, my OG, and the guy we call the generalizer here on GSM. Welcome in, Triple OG Tone. Hey, what's the word, boy?
Hey,
You came prepared today, huh?
Sleeping.
Molly Mall, what's going on, fellas?
It's 7:30. Thought you were in bed, Tom.
Oh, see, there you go.
I just woke up. I was like, oh shoot, my alarm went off. I said, hold on, we got work.
Hey, you absolutely right. We got work to do, boy. Tone, I'm gonna throw you right into the fire, bro. This wildcard weekend was absolutely fantastic. One of the best we've had. You know what? Are you tired yet, or you want to go back to sleep? No, you still have energy. Okay,
change hats. So hold on. What you mean?
So, I think I have an idea of what you're gonna say, but your favorite game of this wildcard weekend?
Yeah, I'm gonna be biased, like the bro said, man. I gotta go with the hometown fellas, man. Drake May's first attempt at a playoff dub, and he got one. You know what I'm saying? I can't be mad at it. He did have a couple turnovers. I think one of them was real unnecessary. The other one wasn't really on him. But overall, I think he played a heck of a game. The second half, he played spectacular. Stephon Diggs did not get as many catches or just the ball thrown to him as much as I thought it would have. But, man, it was a heck of a game. A lot of defense unexpectedly. I thought it was going to be more offense, but it was a lot of defense, which I think actually will work out for us in the long run, man. Playoffs are actually a lot about defense. You still got to put numbers on the board, which I think Drake may get more comfortable. But it was a heck of a game for me, man. I enjoyed it.
Listen, I obviously didn't have any dogs in the fight this weekend. both my team.
Against us. Don't do that.
I see. You know what? There you go. See how you kick people while they down. That's okay.
You picked against Lowe. You picked against me.
No. I picked the Niners.
No,
I picked the Niners.
He picked the Niners. Yeah, I picked against my own team.
But listen, I'm in agreement with Kyson. I think my favorite game and the best game of the weekend was the game to kick off the weekend. The Rams going into Carolina to play the Panthers in the Panthers' first home playoff game since 2015. And guess who was there? Cam Newton, the starting quarterback for the Panthers the last time they played in a home playoff game. Now, I don't like talking about that Carolina playoff run because they hurt my feelings a lot. Anyways, that was a fantastic game. Matthew Stafford now. See there, Kyson go. See there you go. I was hoping we didn't have to mention it, and you just you know what? That's okay. That's all right. Y'all, y'all looking for a new head coach just like us, so it's okay.
There's a couple of.
I got Lamar, Dontavius Jackson.
We should have had Lamar. We should.
Coulda, woulda.
And Kyler Murray, 2 quarterbacks. I still got mine.
See that?
Don't kick me. Don't kick me.
No, it's okay. Yeah. Well, I'd probably start crying before I kick you. No, that was the best game of the weekend, fellas. Honestly, I mean, I think it was between that and the Packers and Bears. I just like the Rams and Panthers a little bit more because we didn't know what was coming. We didn't think this was going to be a close game. I think we all kind of talked about it. D-Lo, I had to let me hold on. I was getting there. D-Lo said this was going to be a sneaky good game, and it was a very, very good game. Bryce Young looked like the guy that the Panthers could put in their money into long term. He looked really, really good. He made plays when he had to. The interception in the first half was really bad. Not now. Okay, it probably wasn't on his fault. Jalen Coker was running a dagger, and he just didn't keep running. So maybe a little miscommunication there, but Bryce Young looked really good. He's up for a new contract this season. I don't know if the Panthers are going to give him the money that he's looking for. We'll have to see. But he played really well. I was very impressed with Bryce Young. That run game, it wasn't exactly there for the whole entire game, but it was there enough. Rico Dowdle, I think, is going to get himself paid this offseason. And T-Mac, Cedric McMillan can play, boy. He can play, and now that's not a surprise really to anybody, but he can play some football. To the other side of things, man, the Rams did what I thought they were going to do offensively. Defensively, there's a few questions that are going on defensively, but offensively, Stafford was slinging the rock all over the place. Puka Nacua, 2 touchdowns in the first half, should have had a third, but you just hit him right in the face, hit him right in the hands, and he was upset about it. The Rams look good. They look really, really good. They look impressive. Now, what worries me a little bit is that finger injury for Matthew Stafford. He hit his finger on I think it was his offensive line's helmet, and it does not. You need your index finger to throw a football, especially on your throwing hand. So we'll see what that looks like going into a very cold weather game into Chicago this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. That's probably the game that I'm looking forward to the most in terms of this weekend. But yeah, this was a great weekend of football. Now, Kyson, Dave Canales, I don't think he's that bad. I think he's improved this team each and every year he's been a part of the Panthers, and Bryce Young has looked not elite this year, but he's looked really good this year. Especially, he didn't start the year off very strong, but it really took some strides in the second half of the season and led that team to a playoff appearance and look good in said playoff appearance. So, really, really fun weekend of football, fellas. Really fun weekend of football. Divisional round should be good. We got some good matchups. You know what? Let's get into that really quickly. Let's get into that while we have a few minutes because my Suns are playing in a very close game against D'Lo's Heat, and Devin Booker got hurt and has come back into the game so far. I don't know if you guys saw my eyes get wide, but it is exciting. So, but before then, let's talk about divisional round. In terms of divisional round, what game are you looking forward to the most, D'Lo? Obviously, your team is going back to Seattle to face them again after losing to them in Week 18 of the NFL season for the division, for the number 1 seed. So you're going back into Seattle for a rematch. But there's also a few other good games, D'Lo. Which game are you looking forward to the most?
The one that I'm actually looking forward to the most involves another player's team in here. I'm keeping my eyes on Texans Patriots. Everyone this entire year has talked about Drake May and this easy schedule that he's got. And I think that partially that can be the case. I also think that Drake May has just been phenomenal this year, as much as I hate to say it because I hate the Patriots. But this is going to be the test. This is the best defense in the NFL with the Texans. Now on all levels, their secondary is good, their front seven is good. They've got D'Amico Ryans, who is a phenomenal defensive minded coach. This is going to be the test for Drake May, and I want to see if he can pull it off. And if he plays like he did in the Chargers game, it might be very, very close. But if he plays like he did in the regular season, I think that they could still pull this out. So that is where my eyes will be this weekend. Is I want to see Drake May against that defense.
Kyson, divisional round, you got 4 games. What game you looking to for the most?
I'm gonna stay in the AFC, man. I'm looking at that Bills Broncos game. Another team with an elite defense, the Broncos, second best defense behind the Texans. Um, the Broncos have won. The way to beat the Broncos is to target number 21. No offense, D'Lo, but white boys don't be need to play corner. I'm sorry.
Oh, Riley Moss?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he can't keep his hands off receivers, dog.
He was a
He's very
good.
handy.
He was last year. He was a good little. You know what I'm saying? Cinderella story. But they literally. It does not matter what team you go against. They target him every time. Um, the Packers specifically, I remember him. Jordan Love was targeting this man the whole fourth quarter, right? But that's easier said than done. The Broncos are a very good team, and they just win. And they remind me of the Eagles of last year and the Chiefs of last year. Now the Eagles were a little bit more dominant, obviously, but the Chiefs, they just found a way to win. Their record was unbelievable in 1 point games. So and so are the Broncos. The Broncos, I think they've lost twice in one possession games and 3 times the whole year. So I think the Broncos are going to give the Bills a run for their money because against the Jaguars, Josh Allen was fighting for his life. This dude was literally got hurt 3, 4 times. He was doing everything, and that's great and all. I mean, at, I know Lamar and Josh have their differences, but I love Josh Allen as a quarterback. I've said many a time he's one of my favorite quarterbacks. And the thing about it is that this is his time. No Lamar, no Joe, no Josh, no one, and there's no quarterback in the AFC even close to him in talent. When we talk about the totality, Drake May's been great this year, but Josh Allen has done it year after year after year after year. So it should be a great game. I think the Broncos pull it out, but Josh Allen would not go without a fight. It will be a dog fight. He's going to give it his all. He might get hurt. I don't want to wish that. I'm not going to wood. I'm not going to wish that upon him, but it's going to take him to do everything he did against the Jaguars and then some. But he's going to need help. He's going to need James Cook to show up. He's going to need his receivers to show up. Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman. Brandon Cooks was really good this past weekend. They're gonna need that again this weekend. They're gonna need all hands on deck because the Broncos are a very good team.
Tone, you looking forward to your boys the most, or is there another game you keeping your eye on?
Nah, D-Lo read my script. But I can add a little flavor to it. I don't know if anyone's looked at the pregame information, and they got Gonzo questionable, so that's something I'm interested to gotta wait till damn near tip off to see if he's gonna play or not. But I definitely think our defense we performed well this past weekend, so we're gonna need him. He's a lockup corner. I know Maul likes to hate on him a lot, but that boy balls. But this is Drake May's opportunity to show the world, like Lo said, he's had some easy road, quote unquote, to where he is right now. I do think that was the one of the steps that he needed to do was to get his first dub, and now he's got to show against the top tier defense. And this is also on Coach Vrabel. Coach Vrabel has done his job throughout the season, and so now he's got to keep those guys prepared and adding a few more plays to make May look a little, make the game a little easier for the fella. But yeah, we need this dub.
Much y'all
Speaking
win
of
by.
Vrabel, did he get like punched in the lip? Like what
Oh, yeah.
happened there?
Oh, Milt Williams, big old noggin. Milt Williams came over to him, gave him a headbutt. Hey, forgot that Mike Vrabel didn't have a helmet on.
Yeah. I feel like Vrabel enjoyed that a little too much.
Yeah. Also, the Heat just don't miss. Bam Adebayo, Steph Curry, and Norman Powell is Klay Thompson apparently. So, yeah, that's cool. I'm listen. The next closest game that I'm looking at is Patriots Texans because I said it last week when we were on. I think the Texans will be getting to the Super Bowl. That's my Super Bowl favorite right now. That's my pick.
Mine too.
Right, because Kyson, that defense ain't nothing to play with, dog. That defense absolutely harassed Aaron Rodgers. They had 2 touchdowns. They won the game for the Steelers for the Texans.
We need to have a conversation before you go real quick.
Mhm.
CJ Stroud, what NDF?
I don't know what's going on.
Got carried. We hoping to do the same thing to that man.
If he plays decent, they go to the Super Bowl. Easy.
Yep. 100%. 100%. They play a decent football game, they're going to the Super Bowl. And if he plays like that again this weekend, they'll be going home.
Yeah, for sure.
They'll be going home because Drake May and that Patriots offense is no joke. But the game I'm looking forward to the most is Bears-Rams. Because in the NFC, the Bears are my pick to get to the Super Bowl. Listen, Caleb Williams, that's all I needed to see. I picked against him this past week. And please play defense. Yes, Mark Williams. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, now I got to react to the game. I'm sorry. There's 24 seconds left, and we're down by 3. Devin, please. Oh, my gosh.
Miami got that.
Grayson. No. Yes.
Miami got that. Told you.
Dylan.
Miami.
Oh, he got fouled. He got fouled.
No,
Miami
did you pick the Bears too?
I did pick the Bears.
Oh,
I did.
We need to check the scoreboard. We need to check the scoreboard.
Bears.
Yeah, we need to check the scoreboard.
Yeah. What happened? We all picked the Rams. Me and Tone picked the Bears. All picked the Bills.
I don't know how the Packers lost, bro. Really don't.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I don't know how the Packers lost that game.
Yeah,
That's unbelievable.
Oh, who made that call? Oh.
That's insane.
Hey, listen, all I'm gonna say is that Jordan Love played a great game.
He did play well.
Kicker was Buns, and coach wasn't all that either.
Dylan Brooks. Gosh damn it, man.
They compared Matt LaFleur to Kyle Shanahan. That was disgraceful.
No, Kyle Shanahan is. I mean, he's 1 or 2 in terms of best head coaches in the football.
He's one.
Sean McVay is a damn good head coach. D-Lo.
That's
he's
fine.
better.
He could be 2.
Kyle is better.
He could be 2.
McVay decision making sometimes. Solidity.
That's okay. I can agree with that. But the Bears are my pick to get to the Super Bowl, and I picked against the Bears last week. I picked the Packers. Caleb Williams. That's all I needed to see from him because he looked rough in the first half. He did not look good. But in the second half, when they needed him the most, and the fourth quarter when they needed him the most, he shined the brightest. That's all I needed to see. He has the talent to go win games. He has the ability to go win games. He made one of the few throws I don't know if the 4 quarterbacks in the NFL can make. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, maybe 3. That is a throw that only so many people. I mean, boy, he's rolling to his left, fading to his right on a 4th down and 8, and finds Colston Loveland for a first down. I don't understand how he does that, but he is a special talent. He's a generational talent. The Bears are my pick to get to the Super Bowl. So when we pick the divisional round games later on this week, you'll see. You'll have to see who I pick. But I mean, it's kind of obvious now. But that's the game I'm looking forward to the most for sure. All right, let's talk some basketball. Let's get to some basketball. There are some rumors going around that the Grizzlies are willing to trade Ja Morant. And we talked about it a little bit last week, fellas, but I found Bleacher Report came out with with some possible trade packages and some possible teams that Ja Morant could go to. So I thought I'd read over them. I haven't read these. So I thought I'd go over them with you boys. First one, Houston Rockets. As you can see, Kyson has a Houston Rockets hat on. And so this is what they would have to give up. Kyson, tell me what you think about this. Ja Morant, you'd obviously get Ja. You'd have to give up Fred VanVleet, Jabari Smith, Josh Okogie, and a top 10 predicted first round pick for 2023. Is that too much? Is that a steal? Would you do it?
Absolutely too much. Sorry, hold on. It's absolutely too much. Absolutely way too much. For one, Ja has not been good this year. I understand his resume, or whatever that case is, he has not been that good of a player this year. And he wants out. And Memphis don't want him there. So it's a situation where his value is not where it used to be. Now, this is 2022, 23 Ja. You got to give up the farm. Picks, 5 picks. It's not that. Fred, no, absolutely not. We need Fred. The Rockets are struggling because we don't have Fred VanVleet. We don't have a table setter. We don't have somebody to, hey guys, let's calm down, let's breathe. Because we got KD throwing bottles like a little girl. We got Segun missing games. Like, it's just rough right now. It's very rough for the Rockets right now. And that's what a point guard would do. I would love Ja on the team right now until Fred gets back, and then we can just let him walk. Because how Tone feels about Trae Young is how I feel about Ja Morant. Ja Morant has done way less than Trae Young, if we're being honest. And he don't got a 3-pointer. Still, it's years, 7? Still no 3-pointer.
Yeah.
Still no will to get better. Still no discipline. Still no direction in this game. So, but with that all being said, I would love him to come to Houston. He may get him right, get him straightened up. And also, it may also let him do what he wants, like for real, on the court. We need somebody other than KD that can ISO, that can get all eyes on him so we can get shooters open, so we can get some flow on offense. Because right now, we just got a bunch of dudes that want either layups or threes, no in between. The only dude that wants in between is KD, and they know that. Everyone knows that. It's just gonna be Kevin Durant shooting mid range. That's it. Segun want layups. Amen want layups. Jabari want threes. Tari want threes. With Ja Morant, I feel like he balances that out because he can hit a mid range, he can hit a layup, and he's flashy. I would give up Jabari Smith. I'm a little over him right now. Just right now. I'm a little over him right now. He hasn't been very good. He's in a slump. I would probably trade him for Ja. Probably straight up. Maybe give him a first round pick on top of that. That's literally it.
That's interesting. Because I'm with you, Kyson. I kind of feel the same way about Ja. Tone, when you look at that trade package to the Rockets, Ja for VanVleet, Jabari, Okogie, and a top 10 protected 2032 first round pick swap. What do you think? You think the Rockets should go out and at least send an offer?
Oh,
Amber alert.
yeah. If I'm a Rockets fan, I definitely wouldn't want that. It's a lot. That's a lot to give up. But I mean, Fred VanVleet's getting old. What is he, about 32?
Yeah, Around
Early
there.
30s, yeah.
And I guess the real question would be, how do you feel about Jabari? That's the real, because I mean, Okogie's decent, but I don't think he's a game changer. You know, he's not one of those others who is that effective to where you're like, oh no, I can't give him up. And then what are you really going to get for that pick? Yeah, I'd say Jabari's the real question, whether you love him or hate him, and that's the leaner. Me personally, I think Jabari's a keeper. I think he's somebody who has potential. That's especially with KD walking out of the door in the next year or so. You'd think that KD's going to retire a Rocket. And so if you keep Jabari, he can learn and piggyback off of KD. Of course, he's not going to become a KD, but he's a 7-foot guy who can play the 3 and 4. You guys know I like Ja. I actually do. I'm, but I hear you guys when it comes to comparing him to Trey. I think he plays a lot more defense. You know, I've seen him two-hand grab somebody's shot off the glass. I've seen him do some things with the basketball I don't think Trey can. Now, yeah, shooting a 3-pointer in 2026 at 31% is questionable from a guard. But I think that he does other things with the basketball, and his playmaking ability would definitely improve with that roster. They don't have the shooting that they used to have on that Grizzlies team, and it's affecting him. You can see it. But yeah, to me, Jabari Smith is the one I would kind of teeter with if I was a Rockets fan.
Lo, what you think? Okogie Van Vliet, Jabari, and a 2032 protected first round pick.
Yeah, it's just too much. And I don't know if you guys have seen this, but reports are coming out that the Grizzlies are trying to or more and even take on salary dumps just so that they can get younger players and picks because nobody is interested in Ja Morant. But when I hear that package, the Houston Rockets would never in a million years send that package. It's just not what it is. The market is not there for Ja Morant right now. And the Grizzlies are going to have to take on salary dump or attach a first round pick to even get off of him in the first place. With that said, I mean, it's really Ja's fault. I mean, obviously we've talked about the attitude problems that he's got going on, but he's just not in good this year. I mean, it's the first time his plus minus has been negative since his rookie year. He's shooting 21% from the 3-point line. He's shooting 40% from the field, and he's averaging 4 turnovers. I mean, nobody is going to want that. It's just what it is. Outside of, name value and, the stardom that comes with a Ja Morant level player, he's just not good this year. And so for that package, it's just way too much. It's way, way too much.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Rockets don't need Ja Morant. I think the team that should and or will trade for Ja Morant is in need of a player like Ja Morant, and the Rockets just don't need a Ja Morant right now. All right, next team, the Milwaukee Bucks. Ja Morant obviously would go to Milwaukee. Milwaukee would give up Kyle Kuzma, Kevin Porter Jr., Gary Harris, and a 2032 first-round pick swap.
Who made these? Why the team's giving up so much for Ja? And real quick, if the Rockets really needed Ja, they should have just kept Jalen Green.
It's great.
Yeah.
Point.
Yeah. But then you don't get Kevin Durant.
I guess.
Which is fine. And at this point in this juncture in the season,
So Carson,
we are in the exact same spot.
So you're
We were
over.
last
You're
year.
over Kevin Durant.
I'm not over it. No, I'm just saying it's just been rough lately, just because we don't got shooters. We don't have enough shooters, and but we got the shooters ball handling.
With the talent that they have, you would have expected Kevin Durant to move the needle.
Yeah,
And he's just
yeah, and he hasn't done that
all
so
he
far.
is just a replacement. That's all he's been so far.
It's tough, man. Again, with the other teams knowing that they're looking to get rid of Ja Morant, it's hard for him. It's hard for the Grizzlies to get a decent package in return for Ja Morant.
That was a
And
lot. You just said Kuzma.
Okay,
Kuzma,
but we're not going to act like Kuzma's any good. Kuzma is
no,
not a good basketball player.
Kyle
He
Kuzma
has
is horrible.
nights. He's not consistent, but he's had nights.
It's a lot of nothing.
There's a lot of guys that have nights.
And Ja ain't having a lot of nights.
I mean, he's
No,
not,
he's
but
not.
he's definitely having more than Kuzma. Kuzma is not a good basketball player.
Yeah, but when
And then
he mentioned 3.5 players because it's a rookie, obviously. Ja is the one. He's the sole player that's being moved. You have to
Yep.
have expectations for that. And for him to have the same amount of nights as Kuzma, because we're not expecting Kuzma to have Ja-like nights. Kuzma's just his night is 20 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. That's what Ja's supposed to do every night.
I know, I get it. But, I mean, when you look at it, KPJ is a filler. I mean, he's coming off the bench. Gary can start. He's a good shooter, good, like, 3-and-D cone type of player. I don't think that they're giving up a whole lot. I really don't. I think that this is one of the more realistic.
yeah, this is a whole lot of nothing. It's a lot. But it ain't valuable. Like these are players that's not gonna play for them for 2 years. For Ja, I would do this if I was Milwaukee.
But if you're Milwaukee, I think you have to figure out Giannis first before you even look at going anywhere else.
I need KCP too.
Yeah, that's gonna push
For all
Ja.
this.
Push Giannis out the door.
I need Ja and KCP.
You get Ja and Ja don't come in with the right attitude. Giannis gonna be like, yeah, I appreciate what y'all did. I'm out of here.
Wait, Giannis?
Giannis
That
is
would probably
to where you have to be a basketball.
like you gotta love it. Like you
Not
gotta
love
really.
the game, or else he's
Yeah,
gonna be
I
irritated.
agree.
You know what I'm saying? He gonna be like, "This is what y'all did. Y'all brought this dude in to mess up the." You know what I'm saying?
I got one more. The Miami Heat, and here's what the trade package would look like:
Garbage.
Ja Morant for a 2029 first round lottery protected pick, which means if the Grizzlies are in the lottery, Miami gets to keep their pick. And Tyler Hero. D'Lo?
Wait, we have to give up a pick?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. The Grizzlies give up a pick.
Okay, that's what I thought.
No. So okay. So yeah, let me read that again. Ja Morant and a 2029 first round lottery protected pick. So the Grizzlies get to keep their pick if it's in the lottery for Tyler Hero.
That's actually not bad.
I mean, it's the best deal that you read off.
Would you do it as a Heat fan?
Okay, but I'm biased. Tyler is my favorite player on the Heat.
True.
So, in my biased opinion, I would say no. But if I'm looking at this logically, it makes sense. At this point in the season, Tyler and Norm just have not worked out like they were hoping.
It worked out tonight.
Thanks.
Stupid.
Has it dawned upon you, D'Lo, that Tyler Hero is not a point guard?
He's not. He's a combo guard. Is what he is. He is a scoring guard, and that's what Norm is. And you can't have two of them at the same time. It just is not going to work out. We've seen it so far. They've struggled to get both of them going consistently. Ever since Tyler came back, has taken a regression. He was absolutely great to start the year, and now he's fallen off a cliff. And there's just a lot of holes right now. Does Ja fix that? I don't know. Will this deal get done? Again, I don't know, because Miami is also in on Giannis if he becomes available. We'll see, but I think it's the best trade package that you have said so far.
Yeah, that's interesting one. That is again, I agree with you. That's probably the best trade package on here. They have a few other ones that I wasn't even gonna bring up. Like they had Ja Morant to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Naz Reid, Mike Conley, Rob Dillingham, Leonard Miller, a top 10 2030 first round pick swap, and a top 5 protected 2032 first round
Ja
pick
Too
swap.
much.
Like
It's
10
too
years
much.
ago?
Yeah, I know.
That is a
But
joke of an offer.
yeah, you swap him straight up for Rudy Gobert. That's what you do.
Hey,
and then this go ahead, Cousin.
if Miami actually did that with Memphis, that would be the best Memphis can ever get for Ja Morant.
Yeah,
Tyler Hero, he would turn Memphis back up.
yeah, and the other one they had in here was Ja Morant to the Kings for DeMar DeRozan, Dennis Schroeder, and a top 10 protected 2031 first round pick.
I
And
mean,
I
that's not
honestly, I
bad. They
think
don't have
yeah,
the Kings
the
would
Kings
do
would be
that. They
willing to
have
do it.
no direction. Oh my lord, they
Yeah.
The
suck.
Grizzlies
The,
wouldn't do that.
the Grizzlies would probably, I don't know. I think that's a win for both teams because I think the Kings are looking to get off DeRozan and Schroeder, and you get some sort of future in Ja Morant, and so it's some sort of direction. But yeah, those are some trade packages for Ja Morant. Let's talk a little bit more football. Some big news today. Breaking news: Mike Tomlin, the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, has stepped down from his job after 19 seasons. Never a losing season. A Super Bowl win. A lot. He's very, very accolade heavy tenure with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kyson, this is your division rival, right? You look at Mike Tomlin and you see what he's been able to do with the Pittsburgh Steelers for as long as he's been able to do it for, and he's stepping down now, which opens up the job for Pittsburgh. But before that, Mike Tomlin, was this the right decision for him? Was it time for Mike Tomlin to give it up? Was it time for Mike Tomlin to step away from the Steelers and maybe look for a new opening somewhere else?
Yeah, I definitely think this was the right move. Just for the fact that as in life, when you're in a partnership, we got to meet each other halfway, right? And y'all can extend me, y'all can pay me all these bucks, but then y'all can also pay me all these bucks and then turn it against me. Well, we paying you 20 million, Mike Tomlin. How can we go get a receiver? How can we go get a running back? How can we get a quarterback? We paying you all this money, right? And I feel like the Ravens will kind of doing the same thing with John Harbaugh. Like John Harbaugh, you can pay 18 million. We paying Lamar Jackson 50 some million. We can't go get Zay another receiver. We can't get lineman for our all world quarterback, D lineman, you know? And I think for both teams, Ravens and Steelers, it was just time to move on from their coaches. But in the Steelers case, they're in no man's land. They're in the middle of the pack. They have no direction. Um, they're a team that's faking it to make it, right? They make some moves, like for example, getting DK Metcalf, paying him the bag when you got George Pickens, literally a top 5 receiver this year, right? Lateral move. Um, Losing Najee Harris, who's a consistent 1,000 yard running back, losing him and bringing in Kenneth Gainwell, lateral move. Bringing Aaron Rodgers instead of picking up Shadur, picking up Jackson Dart, picking up one of these top quarterbacks. You had an opportunity to get lateral move, and it's just so on and so forth. And if I'm Tomlin, I'm like, what are we doing? You know, I know y'all not gonna fire me, but y'all making this job very, very hard. So with that being said, I don't think Tomlin. I don't think he rushes in to another job. I think he'll ease his way back into the NFL. I think he takes some time off. This he was heavily embedded into the Steelers for the past 2 decades. So I feel like For any of us, we're anywhere for 20 years and we decide to quit or we decide to walk away, we would need some time for ourselves to recalibrate our brain, get back to real life, and see if I'm a family man. See if I like my family. Let's see if I'm liking my wife and
See,
kids.
I like my family.
Because you doing football 24/7, you don't got
Yeah.
time for nothing. So let's just see if it's green on the other side. But I don't see Mike Tomlin coaching this season. That's me personally.
Tone, when you look at the success that Mike Tomlin has had, or if you ask some people the lack of success that he's had, and just in terms of Super Bowl victories, for as long as he's been coaching the Pittsburgh Steelers and the history that the Pittsburgh Steelers have. When you look at Mike Tomlin, was it the right time for him to step away after just kind of being stuck in mediocrity over the past few years, or do you think there was an opportunity that could have been had with Mike Tomlin there still to be had with the Pittsburgh Steelers?
No, first of all, I want to say it's only breaking news for those who don't watch GSM, because I'm pretty sure I announced this an episode or two ago that Mike
You did.
Tomlin was. Yeah,
Yeah, Tony, you absolutely did. I got to give you credit for that one. You absolutely did.
But I agree with what Twin said. He's been embedded in that organization for way too long to just move on. He'd probably be bringing too many of his plays, be calling players the wrong names, all type of craziness when he in a new locker room, new setting. He'd be like, "Hold on, y'all got the wrong jerseys." "Oh no, I am. I'm not in Pittsburgh anymore." Like he would just be too. He's got those type of things engraved in him right now.
Yeah.
I'm actually questioning whether he will return, because I think for some people, like, you work in a certain place for so long, it may be time to retire, especially if he doesn't get the same type of opportunity. Like, he made certain decisions for that organization that he might not be allowed to somewhere else, and it may be uncomfortable for a man like him.
To have a shorter leash for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a different game. Like, the game was changing before his eyes the past couple of years, and yeah, I don't know. I definitely don't think he'll coach this next season, but I'm almost on the side of he might retire.
You know what, Tone? That's an interesting point. And D'Lo, I want to kind of swing the conversation over to you, because retirement is interesting. I mean, you see a lot of these guys like the Pete Carrolls of the world, the Bill Belichicks of the world, the Andy Reids of the world that coach until they're 75, 80, 85 years old. But a lot of these guys outside of Bill Belichick aren't at these places for 19 seasons. Is it time for Mike Tomlin to retire, or do you think there is still success for him to be had at another team elsewhere?
I mean, I think that there is success to be had elsewhere if he wants it, because Mike Tomlin is just a good coach. I think the real question is does he want that? I mean, when you're with that Pittsburgh organization for many, 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 many years, it's kind of hard to walk away from that and, start again. And I just don't know if that's something that he would be willing to do. I think this is where he hangs it up. I think he's got too much love for just Pittsburgh in general to even consider going to another team and coaching for him. In my personal opinion, I think he's done coaching.
Wow. Okay. See, you and Tone bring up a really interesting point, and I think, but I'm in agreement with Kyson. So here's what I think Mike Tomlin will do, because there are 8 teams, not including the Pittsburgh Steelers, with head coaching vacancies at this very moment. If he were to coach this year, he would have the pick of the litter. He could go to any of those 8 teams that he damn well pleased, outside of maybe the Ravens. So there is still an opportunity for him to coach. I don't think he will coach this year. I think he'll go do TV. I think he'll go to one of these networks and go do their pre and halftime and post game show. I think Mike Tomlin is going to go do TV this year. When he comes back, I think he will find a team to go coach. Now, the next step in going to find a new team is finding the situation. Finding, okay, the front office, the top. Will the top be willing to let me do what I do in order to go win us football games? Will you let me have control over the roster? Will you let me go scout whoever I want to scout? Would you let me, spend however much I want to spend? That is one of the things he's going to look at. The quarterback situation. What's the quarterback situation look like? Do we have a quarterback of the future? Do we need to go look for a quarterback, whether that is through free agency, trade, or the draft? What is that situation? And so for Mike Tomlin, that has a lot to do with where and when he's going to coach. Now, to Kyson's point, I do think he's going to miss this year. I think he's going to go to do TV and also see how much he likes his family. Because when you're not doing football 24/7, that is where you're at. And Mike Tomlin has a family. He is a husband. He is a father. So he is going to spend a lot of time with his family. With Mike Tomlin, I don't think he's going to coach this year. I do think he'll come back next year, though, and find somewhere, because obviously every year there's head coaching vacancies everywhere. And so that he will be looking for other teams to go coach. But that brings me to the next coach and the next coach in line, who already is giving out requirements for wherever he goes to coach, the things that these teams need to do. John Harbaugh, Kyson, your coach, your former coach, is looking for a new team to coach. Now, if you guys have not heard these requirements for the next team that he's going to coach, so I don't think he'll even interview for a team unless they set these things up for him. These requirements are: he wants $20 million a year. Fine. You can get $20 million a year. He wants $10 million a year for the staff. Again, I'm not too mad at that. That's not out of the realm of possibility. Here is where it gets a little fishy. He wants total authority over the roster. He wants all roster decisions to go through him. Sounds like a former Bill Belichick situation. And speaking of which, he wants to choose his own general manager. Those are the 4 requirements for John Harbaugh to go to whichever team that will supply him with those requirements. Now, the teams that are open, when you talk about Miami and Las Vegas and Arizona and Atlanta, and now he interviewed with Atlanta already. But D'Lo, John Harbaugh, after hearing those requirements, where's the best fit for John Harbaugh? I mean, again, I think this is another case in which he's going to get the pick of the litter. He's going to get to go wherever he pleases. Where should that place be?
A couch.
What?
The
What are you talking about?
couch.
D'Lo.
He's talking about all of those requirements. No way. There is no way that I'm agreeing to all 4. Absolutely not. You could go home. I mean, you can go home. You can go see how much you love your family. I'm not doing that. There are so many coaches that don't get the opportunity that you can take a gamble on instead of John Harbaugh. And I listen, I just not convinced in John Harbaugh anymore. He has Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. He's got these otherworldly players, and he's got nothing to show for it. I mean, a year after year, I get it. It's Patrick Mahomes, and you run into Mahomes or Josh Allen or whoever the case may be, and you end up losing, and it's just how it is. But at some point, it got to a point where this guy cannot get us over the hump. And if you can't get over the hump with Lamar Jackson, if you're going to Atlanta, what are you going to do with Michael Penix? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I'm not a believer. I don't think that he is the coach that threads the needle for a team. And so, I mean, if a team is willing to give him all of those requirements, sure. But I would rather just go with maybe a less proven head coach and give them an opportunity rather than just throw away your team's future for John Harbaugh's direction. I'm just not going.
It's hard to argue that point. And Tone, when you look at the teams that are available, see, I think I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. I know there will be a team that will be willing to give Harbaugh whatever he wants. They will meet the requirements and some. When you look at those teams available, Tone, what team do you think John Harbaugh could go to and actually make a difference and find some sort of success?
I just want to say this is an unusual situation because I agree with you today. I do think that I think he has that name. He has that cachet that the NFL needs, unfortunately. And there will be a team that says, you know what, we might not win, but we need to bring in an audience, and we're gonna go get Jim. If I'm lucky, it'll be the Cardinals. So I can see you cry.
You'd see me cry tears of joy, Tone. If we went out and typed John Harbaugh, tears of joy.
Okay, my bad.
Tears of joy.
Actually, I wasn't expecting that.
Me either.
But I will say this, because when you think about it, how much success have you guys had in the past 5-6 years? You know what I'm saying?
None.
And so why not make the gamble? He's a big enough name to where players might be attracted to the situation. You guys are likely to somehow finagle a new quarterback into the system in the next year or so. Why not give him the opportunity?
I'm gonna tell you why.
All right.
What has he done lately?
Nothing.
But Kyson, you got to realize the history of John Harbaugh. He's taken a team and won a Super Bowl. He's won multiple AFC North championships.
Who was
He's-
the president?
You
Who
didn't
was the
have to-
president?
You
Who
didn't
was
have to
the
bring that up.
president? Who was the president when he took that team to the Super Bowl? Matter of fact, I got a better one. Who was on that team?
He didn't go out and get those guys.
Flocking.
Who was on the Ravens?
He didn't go out and get those guys, Kyson.
He did not get Ray Lewis. He did not get
Come on,
Henry.
dog.
He wasn't there. He was hired in 08. They was 10-year vets by then.
And they didn't, but Kyson, they didn't win until 2011 or 2000. When was that? 2012.
They won. The Ravens won their first championship with Ray Lewis in 2000
Yeah.
without John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh was with the Eagles.
Yep.
John Harbaugh gets there in 08. You still got Ray Lewis and Ed Reed.
They're not the same players they was in 2000.
We get Terrell Suggs down the road. We get CJ Mo. We just collect Infinity Stones. Make it easy for dude.
Yeah,
right?
Shout out Joe Flacco.
We win the Super Bowl. The next year we suck. We lose Ray Rice. The year after that, we're decent. We are up 14-0 against your team, Tone. We don't score again. So we lose that game 28-14. They scored 28 points in the second half. After that, trash. Lamar. 3 years of trash and just didn't make the playoffs for 3 years. Now Lamar gets here. Generational talent. I don't care what anyone, y'all can call him running back. Y'all can call generational talent. Arrives at his footstep, saves his life. We're 5-6. We are 5-6.
Kyson, you don't think he had? You don't think he had a part?
4-5.
He didn't have a part in drafting Lamar.
No.
That was Ozzy's last. That was literally Ozzie Newsom's last pick as GM.
Ozzy didn't say nothing. Ozzy didn't say nothing to Lamar to John Harbaugh.
Hurst before Lamar Jackson.
Ozzie Newsome didn't say anything to John Harbaugh before drafting Lamar Jackson.
Whose pick was it? If
The Baltimore Ravens.
If Harbaugh loved that pick, he would have picked him. But at 27th,
They picked them. They picked them together. They don't think there's conversations going on in the
It
background.
was Ozzy's decision though. He traded the pick. He traded for the 32nd pick, and he said, "We're getting this motherfucker." So that was Ozzy. That was his literal last pick as a GM, right? You know? Do you know why he wants all these requirements, Jamal? Because he had
Huh.
all of that in Baltimore. He had control of the roster. He drafted people. He had the staff. Him and the general manager are neighbors. Jamal. They live. Well, granted, they got big houses and they don't got much neighbors, but they're neighbors. They're in the same neighborhood.
I'll say this though, even though he hasn't had as much success as a Andy Reid, a Bill Belichick, a bunch of other coaches, he hasn't been the worst. And so
Absolutely not.
and
That's
so
fine, but you're asking him to be Kyle Shanahan, and he's just not that. He's not.
He's
No,
gonna
but
need.
there's two Kyle Shanahans in the league.
But Jamal,
Yeah.
that's
And
my
guess
point.
what?
He's
the
gonna
reason why I'm
He
going to
wants
disagree with
Kyle
Tone.
Shanahan permissions to be John Harbaugh.
Right. And
That's
John
just not
Harbaugh,
it.
John Harbaugh
It
needs
depends on
more
the
than Kyle
organization,
Shanahan.
though.
John,
Harbaugh is going to need a quarterback off the back. He's
And
going
that's
to
why I
need
said
a quarterback.
I think the Cardinals will be an actual good situation because
What quarterback do they have?
Yeah, Jacoby.
looking forward to in the next
What quarterback
year
is
or so.
out there? What
no, okay.
quarterback are you gonna
What I
get?
think what I think he's saying is what I think Tone is saying is, and Tone, correct me if I'm wrong, that he has the opportunity to go get his own quarterback. He has the opportunity to go get his own guy. Now, I understand where you're coming from, and I would be floored if the Cardinals went out and hired John Harbaugh. There would be a blue moon and there would be a cow jumping over it. That's just not the case. I would love John Harbaugh because after going from Bruce Arians to Steve Wilkes to Cliff Kingsbury to Jonathan Gannon, all guys who were never head coaches prior to their head coaching job in Arizona. I want somebody who is established. I want somebody who has experience. I want somebody who has done it before at a high level. Now, are we going to get that? No, because we're not going to get John Harbaugh. We're not going to get Kevin Stefanski. We're not going to get one of these guys who have done it before. Now, the guy who I like who's done it before is D'Lo's guy, Robert Saleh. I love Robert Saleh because the only opportunity
And you can't have him.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him if I want to. You don't worry about that. No. In all seriousness, the only opportunity Robert Saleh had was in New York with the Jets, and I don't count that. And honestly, to me, that's a vacation. Hey, what'd you do for that 2 years? Oh, yeah, I took a vacation and decided to see if I like my family or not. That's what Robert Saleh did in New York because the Jets are the worst organization in sports.
Yeah, and he had that Jets defense at a really good spot.
Very good spot. And hey, listen, you saw what Todd Bowles did with the Jets. He was horrible. He was not good. And now look at him. He's winning division titles. He is a Super Bowl champion as a coordinator, but he's taken that team to multiple division titles. Now, I'm just looking for a guy that's done it before and is experienced. I'm tired of the guys that are looking for an opportunity. Now, Clint Kubiak could be a very good head coach. He could be. Chris Shula, the same thing. Like, these guys could be very good head coaches. I don't want the could be. I want the guy who's been there, done that, and been there before. I'm tired of the new guys.
I'll just prove my point.
Well, okay, so if we're going off of John Harbaugh's requirements, right? There's only two teams I realistically see that can fill every single one of those gaps. The Titans and the Falcons. I'm saying the Falcons because they just fired the GM. They just fired the coach. It's clear house. So, and the Falcons, they have a great defense. Now, their offense was so mediocre that their defense so on the field for so long. So, of course, the defense will not be so good. The offense wasn't doing anything with Bijan Robinson and Drake London and Mooney and McLeod when he was there and Pitts. Like, they got so many weapons, but the quarterback play is just not all the way there. But Kirk Cousins, they just readjusted the contract. He's
a quarterback? So do they have a
Kirk
quarterback?
Cousins, I think Kirk Cousins is I'm picking Kirk Cousins over Jacoby Brissett 100%.
Yes,
Like,
yeah.
so that's in that case, then yeah, they have a quarterback for a year, and then like y'all said,
But there's no
um,
future, Kyson. There's no
but
like.
that's what
There's
I'm saying. I'm kind of with Tone on the part of he can go get one, but he has at least he has 1 year of Kirk Cousins. I can win you 10 games. Kirk Cousins can win you 10 games, 11 games.
okay, but if Kirk Cousins isn't the guy, 10 games isn't going to get you a top 3 draft pick to go get you another quarterback.
I was going to say, is that a good or a bad thing, Kyson? Because now you've been effective enough to lose a good pick.
Okay. So, well, the Falcons, they're not good. They're not bad enough to be in tanking conversation anyway. That's a good team. Like
It is a
seriously,
good team, but
that's a
there's no
good team.
quarterback. They have 2 quarterbacks who are okay, and one that just tore his ACL.
If Kirk would have started this year, they win that division. If he
No.
starts all year,
No.
they win that division. They
Oh.
they only needed 8 wins. They got 7 of them.
Michael Penix is a better player.
And Kirk had what? Kirk had 3 wins. Yeah, 3 wins in a row at that. Listen, I'm with y'all on that. But all right, that's why I said the Titans. Because the Titans can afford one more year of being bad. And they got Cam Ward, who's good. Cam Ward is good. He
I
showed
can see the
flashes.
Titans. I can see the Titans.
They got because and also they have everything. They got I'm pretty sure they fired the GM. I'm not too sure. But he'll be able to do whatever he wants there. Harbaugh.
You can sell me on the Titans. I just now honestly the team that I think he's going to go to is the Giants.
But he won't have that much control at the Giants.
But Joe Shane seems like a yes man. Joe Shane sounds like you want me to go get him, I'll go get him. I mean, he may not want it, but John Harbaugh, if you want him, I'll go get him. Like he seems controllable because he's barely hanging on to his job. He honestly probably shouldn't have a job at this very moment. And so at this point, he's looking to keep his job by the skin of his teeth. And so he's going to do, if they go out and get John Harbaugh, hey John, what do you think of this guy? I don't really like that guy, but go get him. I like him more. Okay, John, I'll go get him. I'll go see what such and such things I have to give up to get him. He seems very controllable. Now, when you look at the Giants, they have a quarterback. They have very, very good pieces on the offense. Now, I'm not a big Jackson Dart fan, but he showed moments, and he is probably the future of the Giants. But they have a quarterback. They have 2 very good running backs in Scadaboo and Tyrone Tracy. They have Malik Neighbors. They have some decent pieces on the offensive line. They definitely have to upgrade there. But that's another place where they can go and actually thrive. Now, Kevin has arrived in the comments. Kevin says he wants the Cardinals to go get Malik Willis. For a year, maybe. Depending on if we don't draft a quarterback this year, for a year, maybe. Mike McDaniel, absolutely not. He can go tie his shoes and wear his little pull-up, hike-up joggers somewhere else. Maybe offensive coordinator, maybe, but not head coach. Pete Carroll.
Oh,
Pete Carroll is 95.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
Now, okay, Brissett since he started his first game with the Cardinals, he led the league in passing yards and passing touchdowns. So he played very well. He just wasn't winning games. Now, is that on the defense? Some of it is on the defense because they're allowing 40 points every other game. But he'd only won 1 game, and that was against the Cowboys, who apparently the Cardinals own. And Mike Tomlin going to the Giants. The only thing is, Mike Tomlin's not going to coach again this year. Mike Tomlin's going to take a year off. He's not going to come back. He's not going to come back until next season. So it's interesting to see where John Harbaugh could go, man. Now, this probably should be illegal asking you guys this with just 15 minutes left because we could probably go on for 3 hours about this conversation. But I saw something on Instagram and I had to ask you guys about it. Dirk Nowitzki won the championship. He beat the Miami Heat in 2011. A lot of people
bring that up.
Sorry, Nilo. I'm kind of heartbreaking losses for you today. He beat LeBron in the Miami Heat 2011. A lot of people talk about how difficult that championship run was because he did have to beat Kobe. He did have to beat Kevin Durant. I forget the other team. I forget the other team he beat, but he did have to beat a lot of teams in that stretch. And of course, he had to beat LeBron, D Wade, Chris Bosh in the big three in the championship game. And he did it not by himself, but a majority of it was Dirk Nowitzki. So, Tone, I'm going to start with you. The conversation is Dirk Nowitzki's ring in 2011 tougher than any of LeBron's rings, specifically 2016, and any of Kobe Bryant's rings?
Great conversation. I would say yes, but LeBron had to beat the best team ever, right?
Yeah.
So I think that makes it a no. And even though the Miami Heat were really, really good, I don't think they were as good as that Warriors team. So I'd have to say no, but it might be second. When I think back at those old Bulls runs, when I think about the Kobe runs, Kobe and Shaq literally swept everyone until they got to AI, and AI won one game, and yeah, they had a couple easy runs per se. But LeBron beating that Warriors team, and I don't even remember all the team. I think who they beat prior to that.
The Raptor. No. 2016 was it Toronto?
Yeah.
Toronto. Was it the Bulls?
Yeah, that was that was
a heck of a run. That was another one of those that was tough. He beat the Warriors. The Warriors was like almost how we were talking about OKC at the first 4 weeks of this year's basketball. Everyone was like, "Yeah, just cancel the season," and that was how the Warriors had us feeling. Like, "Yeah, what are we doing here? We don't even need to talk about this." And LeBron went there, got that. But Dirk definitely balled. And when you think, because I will say, when you think about the team that Dirk had, Dirk didn't have a lot of other scorers with him. He had a lot of defenders, but some guys came up with some big buckets to help him along the way, and then he was closing out. Because I think they won a couple games scoring in the high 80s. You know what I'm saying? High 80s, low 90s, which means those were defensive games. And so, yeah, that Dirk one is up there. It's pretty special. I'd say it's definitely top 3.
Kyson, when you look at now again, I looked up who the Mavericks had to play that year. So they had to in the first round they played the Portland Trailblazers, and they played them with a prime of Marcus Aldridge, Nicholas Batum, Jamal Crawford, Gerald Wallace, and guys like that. And then they
Brandon
went
Roy.
I don't think did Brandon Roy play? He played in that series?
I don't know if he played in that series, but he was on that team.
Yeah, I don't think he played.
I think he was hurt. But he played against that team and he beat them. Then he went to the conference semifinals and swept the Lakers. Kobe Bryant, the defending champion, Pau Gasol, the defending champion Lakers. And then he went to the conference finals and defeated the team Oklahoma City Thunder, led by Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden in 5 games. And then went on to beat the Miami Heat with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh in 6 games. Cousin, was Dirk championship run tougher than any of LeBron's runs and any of Kobe Bryant's runs?
Tougher is tough. Like tougher is that's one I'm like in the air with. From what I'm hearing, and I was watching, we were 10, 11. Most of us were. Well, not you, Tony. You was grown man around there. But we was kids for the most part. And basketball back then, I would just watch the finals. That's usually when I would watch basketball. Up until I was about 13, that's when I really started watching actual, like, locking in on what's going on. With that being said, man, it sounds like to me Dirk Nowitzki was just dominant, and the Mavericks just caught fire, like sweeping the Lakers, damn near sweeping the Thunder. The Miami Heat didn't look like they belong. They just had it. They just had it going. So with that being said, I don't think it was tougher than LeBron's 2016 due to the fact that, like you say, you had to go against the best team ever. Um, and that's probably really it. I think that's probably the biggest difference between those two runs because the Cavs were dominant in the playoffs. They were not effing around like at all. Like I think they had probably lost 2 games up until the finals. Like seriously, 2 to 3 games before they got to the finals against the Warriors. The Warriors had the dogfight against the Thunder in that same year. So yeah, with that being said, I think LeBron had a tougher one in 2016 than Dirk's lone ring, just because I just feel like Dirk was just dominant. Like it didn't matter was who he was going against, he was going to get it done. Versus LeBron, actually have to go against the best team ever, and was down 3-1. They should have lost that series most likely, but they didn't.
Yeah. Lo, what'd you think? It was Dirk's playoff run tougher than LeBron or Kobe's any playoff run?
Yeah. If we're looking at just the entirety of the playoff run, I would think so. If you're only looking at the champion, obviously that Golden State team is one of the best ever. So if you're putting it in that perspective, then I would understand, 73-9 Warriors. LeBron overcame that and beat them going down 3-1. I mean, it's textbook, but if you look at the entirety of that playoff run and just, again, prime LaMarcus Aldridge in round one, followed by defending champion Lakers in round two, followed by the Thunder, who would go on to make the finals the following year in the conference finals, and then the big three Heat. And you just put all of that together, and that's just impressive. I would say it's more difficult than anything that Bron or Kobe had.
D'Lo, you read my mind. This is, and if you ask me honestly, it's really not even close, because when you look at Dirk and who he had to play against, like D'Lo said, he had to play Portland Trailblazers in the first round. Now, it's not a big scary name. It's LaMarcus Aldridge in his prime was a very good player. Jamal Crawford in his prime was a very good player. Gerald Wallace, like they had some boys over there. Not that crazy of a matchup. Then he had to go face the Lakers and swept them. The team that just won the championship swept them. And then he went to play the young Oklahoma City Thunder, the Russell Westbrook, the Kevin Durant, the James Harden, the Serge Ibaka's, the Kendrick Perkins was also on. Like that team was very, very good.
Jamal Crawford wasn't on that team.
In Portland? In 2011, I just looked at the rosters.
In 2011?
Yeah.
I don't see his name here. I see Gerald Wallace, B. Roy, Patty Mills, Andre Miller, Wes Matthews, Sean Marks, Herman Johnson, Rudy Fernandez, Dante Cunningham, Jaron Collins, Camby, Batum, Luke Babbitt, LaMarcus Aldridge.
Oh, maybe you show me 2012. That's my bad.
And we're not about to sit here and act like the Mavs were trash.
No, they had a boat. That's what I'm saying. They had one of the best teams. J Kidd.
Yeah, 10 deep.
Okay, hold on. Let's double back for a second.
And they had two Hall of Famers.
That team was good. They were a lot older though. They did not have these young. Tyson Chandler was very good. He was in his prime. Jason Kidd was not in his prime.
Monster.
Jason Kidd was not in his prime. He was an older Jason Kidd,
which might have been the best version of him. He was an elite shooter. He was the best shooter that he'd ever been in his career.
The best version of Jason Kidd was early in Dallas. It was New Jersey Nets. Jason Kidd.
I don't know.
And he was very good with the Suns too. The best version of Jason Kidd was not in 2011. They had it was an older Sean Marion. Sean Marion was not in his prime. They had a lot of older guys who again played their role. Caron Butler made some plays too. Jason Terry was very, very good along with JJ Barea. But when you look at who they had to play, again, the Trailblazers with LaMarcus Aldridge and Gerald Wallace and those boys. Again, not that scary of a team. But then you go to the Lakers with Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol, and the team that just won the championship the previous year. And then you go to Oklahoma City, who is, again,
Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol, who else?
Ron Artest. They
prime?
had some boys. Derek Fisher.
In his prime? Old,
I don't know how old Derek Fisher was.
Old.
Okay. You know what? Let's do this then. Okay. No, let's do this. I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you said that. Okay. So, you know who LeBron had to play in 2016? Let's go round one. The Detroit Pistons. Reggie Jackson and Andre Drummond.
You're proving my point.
How am I proving your point?
Literally what I said. I said both. I literally said both were dominant. Both teams were just dominant. It's not like the teams they were going against were way worse.
The teams that LeBron were going against were way worse. The best player on that team was Reggie Jackson and Andre Drummond.
And that's the first in the AC.
Okay. So again, are you taking the Portland Trailblazers, the ones I just mentioned, or are you taking Reggie Drummond, Reggie Jackson, and Andre Drummond?
Comparable to the Mavericks. You act like the Portland Trailblazers were way better than the Mavericks. You act like the Lakers were way better than the Mavericks. You act like the Thunder were way better than the Mavericks. They weren't.
No. I'm not comparing those teams to the Mavericks. I'm comparing those teams to the teams that the Mavericks played and the Cavs played. Again, it's the competition they played leading up to the
Mavs
championship.
didn't play the Warriors. Not even close.
Okay, first of all,
not even
the Warriors
combined.
The Warriors had the best record of all time. That was not the best team of all time. The team with Kevin Durant was a better team. Am I wrong? Am I right?
73 wins, 9. That's the best team in ever. So there's no debate about that.
That team was better than when they got Kevin Durant.
73 wins. There's no debating that.
Answer my question. So that team
wins. What team has the best record of all time?
No. Answer my question. I told you the team that had the best record.
I'm answering your question. 73 wins. That was the best team. Next, all right, keep going.
Okay. So the 73-9 Warriors were better than the Warriors with KD. You're saying yes.
Why?
I just want to.
That's not what we're talking about, bro.
But listen, okay, Tyson. Okay. Let me prove my point then. Let me prove my point. Give me some time. Okay, I promise I'll get there. But I promise I'll get there.
You moving a goalpost, bro, so it's already invalid.
I'm not. I promise I'll get there. I'll get there.
Invalid as hell.
Okay, let me get there. You're not letting me get there. Again, when you look at the teams that they had to play leading up to the finals, when you look at the Blazers and the Pistons, and I'm taking Lamarcus Aldridge over Reggie Jackson and Andre Drummond. Okay, next they had to play the Atlanta Hawks.
Harris was there too.
Huh?
Tobias Harris was there.
Tobias, that was young Tobias Harris, who didn't really have.
Was
he on that team?
Yes, him, Caldwell Pope, Steve Blake.
I remember Steve. Yeah, I remember KCP being on that team, but that Tobias Harris isn't a very good argument for that team. Then you move on to the Atlanta Hawks, who had no guy that stood out. They had Jeff Teague and Josh Smith, who was later in his career, and who else? Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver was on that team.
Millsap, Dennis Schroeder, Al Horford, Jeff Teague.
Okay, now was that team better than the Lakers, who just won the championship? Was that team better? That team was not better. That team didn't have Kobe Bryant. That team did not have Kobe Bryant. I'm going to the next. I'm going to the next.
See, you're
Let me get there. Let me get there, Kyson. Let me get there.
Feel how you feel, so it don't matter. You can keep going, but it don't matter. Like literally,
Kyson, this is Kyson.
Kyson,
this is Kyson. This is
you literally not even trying to hear nobody else. You're not trying to look at the Lakers roster. You automatically saying, "Oh, they didn't have Kobe." So you're
not letting me explain. I haven't even gotten to my point.
You're not going to the other. You're not being fair. You're just proving your point.
Okay, well, if I'm not being fair, I promise. I promise we'll get back around to it. But I just want to get my point out.
Good. You feel how you feel, so keep going.
Thank you. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking.
But, bro, it's wrong and it's not valid. But
you just said you keep going and then you stop me. Did you not? Okay, now LeBron had to play the Hawks. Dirk had to play the Lakers, the reigning defending championship Lakers. On to the next. LeBron had to play the baby dinosaurs, the Toronto Raptors. Dirk had to play the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now they were young. They were young. They were not as good as they were going to be, but they were still tough because they were in the conference championship. Again, the Thunder were better than that team. And then you had to play the Miami Heat. Now, the 73-9 Warriors were better than that 2012 Miami Heat team. But it wasn't that much of a difference. That team won 67 games that year. 67 games. It wasn't that much of a difference. So when you look at the entire road to the NBA Finals and winning the NBA Finals and who they had, there was no player on the Dallas Mavericks as good as Kyrie Irving. So when you look at the help that they had, when you look at the roadmap that they had to the NBA Finals, Dirk had a tougher NBA championship, road to NBA championship than LeBron ever had and that Kobe ever had. And I think Kobe has a better argument in 20 again, outside of the actual finals that they played. And again, which wasn't that far off. Because that Miami Heat team won 67 games. And Dirk went in there and beat them in 6 games, not even 7. So when you ask who had the tougher road, it was absolutely Dirk. Now that I finally was able to get my point out, Kyson, your rebuttal. Okay, maybe not.
I'll say this, that I do think that the Dallas Mavericks had a level of depth that pretty much no other team had at the time. So when you say that he didn't have a player like Kyrie Irving, he didn't. But they had a team that was deeper than that team. Like they had, Jason Terry won them games. Jason Terry was clipping. He won them games. And then, like, when you look at Shawn Marion as a defender, you talking about he was old. That man was still locking up the entire season. And he just did what he did in the playoffs the entire season. They had a pretty good team. And when you look at that Lakers roster, they didn't have any. They had one other person besides Kobe averaging over 15 points. Again, when you look at the names, I would say yes, the names speak volumes. But that Atlanta Hawks team was very well rounded. They actually were smacking up on a lot of the other East Coast teams throughout the season. It's just that they couldn't beat LeBron. LeBron he made teams look bad in the playoffs. That was what he was known to do. They call him LeBronto for a reason. Whenever he played them, there was a reason why Joakim Noah hated him. Because whenever they ran into that team would be elite. They beat East Coast, West Coast teams, and that Chicago Bulls team was nice. But whenever they ran into LeBron, they didn't look the same. But I will say that I think it's all of a matter of opinion. I'm not going to try to take anything away from Dirk. Dirk had a hell of a run. He averaged, 28 and 8. But again, that team was very well rounded. They had a top tier version of Jason Kidd, in my opinion. He's seen the game differently. He knew how to play. He was playing chess while everyone else was playing checkers. They're coaching.
Tone, your argument about the Lakers, they had Kobe. It was the same thing when they won the championship. It was 2 other guys that were averaging over 15 points a game.
Yeah.
And they basically ran back the same team, and Dirk swept them.
That was the reason why they weren't good enough, though.
I don't know. And again, this starting lineup of Derek Fisher, Andrew Bynum, Derek Fisher, Kobe, Ron Artest, aka Metta World Peace, Pau Gasol, and Andrew Bynum. That starting lineup to go against is better than any starting lineup LeBron had to face in the East leading up to that 2016 Finals.
It's a matter
The starting lineup for OKC of Russell Westbrook and who's starting too? Because Jordan was coming off the bench. Was it Cephalosha?
Cephalosha, probably.
Thabo Cephalosha, KD, Serge Ibaka, and Kendrick Perkins. That starting lineup was better than any starting lineup LeBron had to play against going into the East.
I don't know. LeBron toyed with them the following year.
Huh?
LeBron toyed with them the following year.
He did. But again, I'm talking about 2012 and 2016.
Yeah, I'm just saying that the same lineup that we're attributing Dirk for beating LeBron toyed with. I'm just saying that's the same situation, right? You're
Yeah,
crediting Dirk for beating that roster. Then they got more experience, and LeBron did the same thing to them.
he did. But again, that's not the debate. Like it's the 2016.
I'm just trying to. You're giving value to that lineup, and I think that they were young. They didn't have the level of experience that Dirk and those guys had. So again, those names mean something to us because we know who they became. James Harden was not James Harden that year. He was not that James Harden that we know. Russell Westbrook was probably the second best player on that team, but he was still averaging 3 or 4 turnovers. He didn't have the experience that he has now that we know of Russell Westbrook. Kevin Durant wasn't the closer that we've grown to know. Serge Ibaka was Serge Ibaka. You could damn near walk away from Serge Ibaka on the perimeter and be like, "Go ahead, I dare you."
No, not at that. He was still shooting the mid range back then.
He averaged like 8 points.
No, I'm not saying he was some elite scorer, but you couldn't leave him open on the mid range.
I watched an interview of Kevin Garnett the other day, and he would say, like, when he played elite power forwards, he would literally dare them to shoot because he knew that later on in the game, if they're not going to drive, then he's playing chestnut checkers, and he appreciates when he can make power forwards who are known for attacking and being dominant in the paint shoot the basketball, because now you've allowed me to catch my energy and play elite defense throughout the fourth quarter. And Serge Ibaka, when he was shooting the midi, I'd be like, "Yo, this dude doesn't know what his true talents are."
But you Tony, you love guys who play defense. Was he not an elite defender?
He was an elite defender.
And so again, these like everybody had their role. They had 3 other guys who could go score. They didn't need Serge Ibaka to score.
No, but when he's playing the perimeter, it wasn't no help.
I mean, he's on the perimeter. He's setting screens. These are DHOs. Like he's not up there trying to ISO anybody. So I don't know.
Dirk averaged 28 on.
He did, but that's Dirk. I don't care who's guarding Dirk. I don't care if it was Ben Wallace guarding Dirk. Like Dirk could go 28 on everybody. But okay, that'll close out that conversation. That was fun. Everybody have fun. We all have fun. Kyson, did you have fun? D-Lo, you have fun? Kyson, do you have any closing remarks? Can you hear me? I don't know if he can hear me.
He muted you.
Oh, did he?
I can hear you.
Oh.
Let's move on, man. You feel how you feel. You feel how you feel. There's no point in talking about something. If you obviously feel how you feel. You ready to argue for it. I'm not changing your mind. I'm not about to argue.
Well, that's
not what this is about. It's about being open-minded and all right, I hear you out, but you're not even trying to do that. You're just trying to talk, prove your point, and that's that. And then you want me to go after, like, no, bro.
It's a back and forth.
But you keep moving the goalposts, you keep moving the criteria, you keep like you're not using your same logic that you use for LeBron that you use for Dirk. Like you sitting here act like OKC was 2016 OKC when Dirk went against them. James Harden second year, Russ third year, KD's fourth year. They were young, they were babies. They had no business being there. The Lakers literally ran this exact. You just said it. You literally out your mouth. Lakers ran the exact same team and got waxed that as they should have because they didn't make improvements to their roster. They got older. That's not the team that won the championship. That's a different team. They're older. They played a whole 20 extra games before the new season. So they play 82 games, then 20, then another season, then the playoffs. That's a complete different team. The Mavericks had 10 deep. Josh Howard, Jason Terry, J Kidd. J Kidd could come off the bench and hoop.
Yo, my boy that's from Dallas, Josh Howard, one of his favorite players. That's why
they had shooters. They had a system that worked. They had a great coach, Rick Carlisle, an amazing coach who just took the Indiana Pacers to the finals last year. Who was on that team, Jamal? Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam and a bunch of guys that played their role. Almost identical to the Mavericks. Dirk Nowitzki, an MVP. Act like he's a bum.
I would
Like,
say
what are we
the
talking
Mavs are
about?
still top 3, maybe even top 2. You know, I would love to do the same run that we did with the Kobe teams because I'm not sure. Is that when he beat Sacramento?
When?
What year was that?
I don't know. Lowe said that Kobe you put Kobe over the LeBron run. Didn't you say that, Lowe? Excuse me. And I don't know what year that is.
I don't remember saying that, so I would have to think on it. I
I'm
mean,
just not.
if we're looking at Kobe though, it has to be anything without Shaq,
Yeah.
probably, because Shaq is the difference maker in all of the early runs. You'd have to look at his later championships, probably, in my opinion, to see what comp he was playing and see what he was doing then.
All I'm saying, first of all, and that 2016 Cavs team was 10 deep. They went 10 deep. So I don't want to, like, let's just get that out of the way.
Name
That's
10 right now.
Ready?
I'm ready. That actually played in the playoffs.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Tristan Thompson.
Name the let's start in 5. Let's go start in 5 first.
Okay. Again, are you ready? Tristan Thompson. LeBron. Kyrie. Matthew Dellavedova. Richard Jefferson. Iman Shumpert. Iman Shumpert didn't play.
No, you're killing me with the Tristan Thompson and Dellavedova comparisons to, like, they did play. Like, goodness gracious.
Timothy Mozgov.
Did not play.
He played.
No, he did not.
He backed up Thompson.
He was unplayable against the Warriors. Unplayable.
He backed up Tristan
They
Thompson
had to go
and
small
played.
ball majority of that series. Mozgov did not play.
Kevin Love.
Let's go starting 5. Kyrie, JR, Bron, K. Love, Thompson. That's the starting 5. Get them out the way. Okay. So
Richard
them
Jefferson,
5 plus you say Richard Jefferson,
Dellavedova.
Delly. Okay, Delly played.
Richard
Curtis
Iman Shumpert.
That's 8.
Timothy again, he played. Timothy Mozgov, I watched him play. Channing Frye. And Joe Harris was on this team, but he was a rookie. So he didn't play.
Did Shannon Frye really play, though?
Channing Frye and Timothy Mozgov not getting minutes, man.
Timmy
They're not
played,
really playing. They're not in the rotation.
But again,
they're not key factors in the rotation, bro.
Okay,
They're
even
not.
if they're not key factors, how many players do you go deep in the playoffs?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. The Mavs legitly had 10 motherfuckers playing. Like they need 20 minutes out of it. They need it. They need all of it out of 10 plus players.
Okay, before we close out,
That's a good team, bro.
Of the teams that Dirk played in the West, and of the teams that LeBron played in the East, which one of those teams was better than any teams that LeBron played in the East in 2016?
Yo, the Mavs might have been playing 11. I just went through it. The Mavs might have been playing 11.
You're asking me which team that Dirk team beat was better than LeBron's, or you asking me the opposite? Which team that LeBron beat that was better than what?
LeBron beat.
I told you already. The best team ever. That's my point. I'm done arguing this shit. Move on.
Why are you so upset?
Because he beat the best team ever. I don't care what happened the next year. That team didn't win those 73 games. They didn't. They won the finals. Okay, cool. A lot of teams have won the finals. But are they the best team ever? No. The best team ever is the team that has the record for the most wins in the regular season.
Patriots with Randy Moss.
And they was only one win away from the chip. So it's not like they made it to the second round and lost, or they lost in the first round. They made it all the way. It was just 48 minutes away from finally completing the full task.
It took LeBron to say no, no, no.
And you act like LeBron was going against bums in the East.
LeBron lost to them a year prior to that.
In the
By
East?
himself.
Are you talking about to the Warriors?
Since we moving goalposts.
To the Warriors.
Oh, yeah.
By himself. No love and only had Kyrie for 2 games.
He lost to
Since
them a
we
year
moving
prior.
goalposts.
Lost to them a year prior.
I'm just saying,
Did
man. All I'm saying is, first of all, I don't even like the whole individual. This was his playoff run. This was his playoff run. I hate that. First off. Second off, just be consistent. That's all I'm asking, bro. You're gonna have a criteria, stick to it in all facets. Don't just highlight it for what you wanted to, and then don't use it for everything. That's all I'm saying, bro. but you a grown man. Live how you live.
That's why I'm so curious why you're upset. It's my all right. Let's close out the show. We'll talk about it after. Thank you all for watching. That was fun. That was the second show of the year, I think it was. So the second show of the year. Appreciate y'all, boys. Kyson's first show of the year. We'll be back later this week to look ahead to the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Look at Kevin. Great guy.
We need to run through that stat sheet and see who got the most good predictions for last week, and then we need to add to it.
I think I only got 2 wrong. I only got the Bears one and the Patriots one. I got the other ones right.
Why you? Hold on. We were talking about everybody, not just you, but yeah, we need to make sure.
I'm just making sure. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. Again, appreciate y'all, boys. Kyson, Tone, D'Lo. It's a great show, fun show. We went way longer than I had originally planned. D'Lo, we're gonna get you to sleep, brother. We're gonna get you to sleep. We're gonna get you to sleep. As always, if nobody else is gonna tell you, I'll tell you. You matter. I love you, and you have purpose. You are amazing. Just wake up every morning. Just be grateful for it. Be grateful for what you have and not upset about what you don't. And as I always say, it is nice to be important, but it's much, much more important to be nice. We'll be back later this week to look ahead to the NFL divisional round of the playoffs.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Thank you, Tom. Have a fantastic day. Go Suns.
Gotta